Yo YouTube, how we doing? How we been? Today we're gonna be talking about how Po and Tai Lung boxed to see who the real Dragon Warrior was. But without further ado, let's get into this video. So to kick things off, we got Tai Lung having this clean ass pull up on Shifu. I got to say it now, Tai Lung was that nigga. He was too cold. But Tai Lung saying he's finally home like a dad that came back after his son made it to the NBA. But Shifu ain't trying to hear all that, cause he just ready to box. So Tai Lung jumps 30 feet in the air and comes down with a mean ass kick, but Shifu weaves. Then with the ground Tai Lung broke, he kicked a chunk of rock at him, but Shifu punched it out. But then Tai Lung was ready for that and punched him and had him flying back like Phantom. So Tai Lung starts yapping about how he was in jail for 20 years because of him and that he was supposed to be the Dragon Warrior. But Shifu was standing 10 toes down thinking he shouldn't be the Dragon Warrior. So Tai Lung starts throwing any and everything at bro. He literally threw a rack of weapons at him, but Shifu is too cold to go out like that. So Tai Lung kicks a fat ass blade at him, but like I said, Shifu is too cold to go out like that. Got that shit up out of there and told him it wasn't his choice anyways to choose the Dragon Warrior. So Tai Lung picks up Uguay's staff and Shifu comes in with 2 kicks but gets blocked. Then Tai Lung kicks him and Shifu weaves his spitting kick, but Tai Lung starts choking him out with the staff and he's telling him to give him the Dragon Scroll. But this nigga Shifu is really standing 10 toes down because he ain't giving the scroll up. But then Uguay's staff breaks and Shifu was heartbroken. But then Tai Lung tries to sneak this nigga but gets blocked, and then Tai Lung starts chasing him like he's a little kid and then tackles Shifu through the roof and then combos the fuck out of him. Then Shifu tries to tackle him through the building, but Tai Lung said nope and reversed it, tackling him through the roof and then kicking him into the wall and had him laying on the ground like Yamcha. But Tai Lung is literally on fire right now. This nigga gots to be stopped. So he starts asking Shifu to tell him how proud he is of him. So basically he's just a nigga with daddy issues. That's some real shit. But while Shifu was on the ground experiencing the effects of that ass whooping, he explains that he loved him too much to see what he had become and that he was so sorry for it. But Tai Lung was not hearing none of that nonsense, and now he just wants the scroll. But he sees it's gone, so he was about to pack Shifu up, but my goat Po pulled up tired as hell from walking the stairs. So Tai Lung is wondering who the hell this fat nigga is, but Po says he's the Dragon Warrior, and Tai Lung is surprised as hell. He probably don't even believe his ass. So Po pulls out the scroll and Tai Lung speed blitzes him and sends him flying, but Po bounces off the pillar and sends him flying. So Po is ready to throw them hands, but he quickly realized he was not built for this. So he gets tackled in the air and gets kneed down, but catapults a tree at Tai Lung, but he comes back with a kick, and they're back in the air, and he kicks Po again, and then they start bouncing down the stairs, and Tai Lung is taking all the damage, and then he gets sat on. I know the pink guy is going crazy. I for one would not want to be in this situation. Like, yo, DJ Khaled better crowd surf. Oh hell nah. I'm out. So Po is bouncing around, and of course he found his way to some food. But Tai Lung is about to get the scroll, but instead of eating, he actually used his resources. Good shit, Po. But he hits himself in the face, and it bounces away, and Tai Lung is jumping to get it, but Po says, "Come here, Ma!" and catapults himself away while eating his noodles. We knew it would happen eventually. So Tai Lung is about to get his hands on the scroll again, but Po hits him with a pan and plays hide the scroll with him. But Tai Lung is not going for all that, so he just breaks through, but Po is playing some elite defense right now, looking like Dennis Rodman out there. But Tai Lung breaks his hold, but Po falls on him, and the scroll starts rolling again. So Tai Lung kicks him out the way, but Po was out there rocket riding and grabbed the scroll, but he flew into a wall and the scroll fell in a statue's mouth. So just like Raw Wave, he thinks of food to get a power boost, but Tai Lung thinks the scroll is the thing that's giving him powers, so he kicks the building, making it break, but Po is kicking bricks at him while trying to get the scroll, and then Tai Lung came in like Braun and hit a mean ass tornado kick, and then came down with a 2-handed strike and leveled this nigga, creating a Dave Blunt sized earthquake. Absolutely disgusting. So Tai Lung finally gets his hands on the scroll just for it to be nothing. And Po is trying to explain it to him, but Tai Lung is pissed the fuck off. So he pulls out his nerve strike, but he was throwing them punches that Stephen A was throwing. Absolutely no damage. Shit is literally tickling him. So he strikes him again, but Po deflected his momentum back onto him and sent him flying through a building. So Tai Lung comes flying back in, but Po got the Sharingan on lock. and he starts blocking and weaving everything that he's throwing. Then he steps on his foot and then blocks 3 more attacks and just slaps him and then grabs him and sat on him. Had him looking like Squidward, but he grabs him by the tail and headbutts him, kicks him, and then tosses him to the ground. This nigga Po is locked in. So Po starts blocking Tai Lung's attacks with his own tail. That is so disrespectful. And then he made him bite his own tail. And then with the size of China on him, he booty bounces him and sends him flying and turning every which way into another building. This nigga Tai Lung is getting fucked up. He ain't never took this level of an ass whooping before. But this dumb ass just sprints back in, so Po gets into position, squeezes them cheeks, pause, and belly bounces this nigga to the clouds. He probably high-fived Bruce Lee while he was up there, but then he comes crashing down and Po just sidesteps. And then Tai Lung started showing that he has CTE because he just gets up and starts shit-talking him, saying, "You can't defeat me, you the same size as Raw Wave." But Po was not going for that shit. So he says,
"I'm not a big fat panda. I'm the big fat panda."
And then Po pulls out the whooshy finger hold, and this nigga Tai Lung is freaked the fuck out. He's like, "No, no, 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 wait. And then he sends that nigga to the Shadow Realm. That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT. But everyone respects this nigga Po now. And Master Shifu is still alive. And Cardi is still making trash music. So to wrap things up, I have always enjoyed this movie since I was a kid. This was a childhood favorite of mine. Po was really that nigga. Tai Lung was that nigga. The Furious 5 are trash. They're always getting their ass beat. But we're gonna get to that at another time. But if you guys can comment down below and say which one you enjoy more between my analyzation of fights or the movie reviews, that would be greatly appreciated because I'm very curious to see which one y'all enjoy more so I can get you more of those videos. But it would also be greatly appreciated if you guys liked, subscribed, and turned on that post noti bell if you are new. But that's all I got for today. Peace.